I'd like to show you the Family Tree app, and I'm using an Android. I clicked on Play Store and requested Family Tree app. The icon looks like this. When I click on that to open it up, it will ask me for my username and password to log into Family Search. Since I already have done that, it recognizes that and opens it right up for me. Now I can look at anyone on my tree in more detail. I'm going to click on my mother. I can see her details, information. I can look at her spouses, and I can click on either one of those and look at the more details with that spouse. I can look at her parents, and I could even click on a parent and go to his page from here. I can look at her sources. I could actually click on this source and view the actual source from here. I can look at her memories, pictures, stories, documents, even audios. I can look at charts, and I could request the charts to go to a download and be printed. I can look at the ordinances, or if they needed to be requested, I could request the ordinances from here. I can move back and forth across these without clicking on these, just by swiping. Now I'm going to go up here to these dots. If you're on an iPhone, they'll be a little bit different. Now I could view my relationship by clicking here, and it shows me my relationship. I'll X out of that. I could also search for records that pertain to Mildred and attach them. I can see if there's any tasks that need to be performed for Mildred. I can view this tree so it would show her in key position in the tree. I could search for possible duplicates on Mildred. Refresh if I had made a change and I wanted to refresh the page. To watch means that I can be notified if I request it. If anyone adjusts or changes information on Mildred, I can be notified by Family Search so I can correspond with that submitter. I can download some memories. I can look and see what recent changes have been made on her, or I could delete the person. Normally, delete the person isn't an option. I can look at my most recent people I've been to on Family Search. Here's the most recent people. Usually there's about 50 there. I'll go back. I can search for a person by putting in their name or their ID number. These three bars over here will be showing at the bottom of your page on an iPhone. I'll click right here on these three bars. I've heard some people call it a hamburger. I can look at Mildred in pedigree chart view. I can search for ancestors with tasks. I can look for people who need their temple work done. I can search for historical records. Find a person. I can look for relatives around me. They also need to be signed in to this Family Tree app at the same time, within 50 feet, I believe. I can look at a map of my ancestors. Family history activities. This is fun. I'll show you that in a few minutes. I can see if there are any messages that have been sent to me, either by Family Search or by other people. And I can look at memories. I can also change my settings. Let's start with the pedigree. So this shows me the pedigree chart. Let's look at temple. I can view my temple reserve list. I can also click on these dots and unreserve these if I would like, but I don't want to. I can click on this right here and take to the temple. I could request that, or I can take a picture of that card. Let me click on Ordinances Ready. If by chance I didn't have any reserved ordinances that I wanted to do at the moment, then I can click on Ordinances Ready. I explained about Ordinances Ready in another video. These are mostly shared ordinances that are shared with a temple, or they could be on my reserve list, or coming from the tree itself. If I wanted to do baptisms, it would first search my reservation list, and it will bring up 4. I'll click on View People. It automatically checks that I would like to print these ordinances. I'm going to uncheck this one and only print one. And continue. It says this card has previously been printed. Make sure you don't do it twice. And I'll say OK. Now there is a QR code here and a number. I can either write down that number and give it to the person at the family file desk and she will print this card, or I can show them my phone and they will scan this QR code and give me that card printed. I can say View Cards, but what I'd like to do is save it to the phone. It is saved. Now I'm going to go back out. Normally we don't take our cell phones to the temple, but if you're on the road or in a position where you can't print your card and would like the family file desk to print it, you can click on this right here, these 3 dots, and it says Saved Family Name Cards. These are the ones I just took a picture of. Here is the one that I just now requested. Now this comes up. I could show this to the lady at the family file desk. She will scan it and she'll print that card for me. It's as simple as that. I'm going to go to these 3 bars again. I'm going to search for historical records. I can put in the name of a person and search for something here. Or I can see if there are some already to be attached. I could find a person by searching here, and I can search by ID. Look for relatives around me. This is really fun. Map my ancestors. This is fun. There are 50 in the southwest area, and those are listed here. I can look for some in the lower part of United States, and those are listed here. So this is kind of fun. You might want to give that a try. Family history activities. The very first one that comes up are mostly games and activities you can do for home evening. All about me, all about my name, time capsule questions, where I'm from, keep a journal my way, my voice, my experience, the year I was born, remembering my photos. Here are some you can do with your family. Take a look at these. These would be great activities to do. There is another one here, all about me. Compare a face. That's kind of fun. You either take a selfie or you can put a photo in there that you already have. I put my son in there as well to see how he compares, but I'm going to put that and compare my picture. All right, it says I look 48% like my grandmother. I also look like my grandfather, 42%. I look like John Graham. He's got better hair than I do. I look like my grandpa. I look like my grandma, 37%. So this is kind of fun to look at it. This picture of my heritage. I can click on a nationality Say I wanted to look like the Irish girl in the Irish costume. I would click on that. And then it allows me to put my face in there. I guess I'll take my glasses off so the glare won't be there. And I'll take my picture and say done. Ole, no, I. I'm going to look at ancestors with tasks. It didn't load a few minutes ago. I'd like to try again this time. Here we go. Okay, it says that there is a record for Ernest Emil Keller. I'll click on that. It's his World War II draft registration card. Gives me information about him. My great-grandmother's son, so this is my cousin. And I'll review that. Ernest's name is on the left-hand side on the record. And if I can click right here, I would like to attach that. I'll compare it. I'd like to add the military information over. The Miami information where he was living. And click attach. I can open up his parents. And I can put Christine Doan, that's her second marriage, up here at Christine Marie Larson. So what I'm going to do is click on these arrows and pull it up. And let go. Now I can say this attaches to her and attach. So this record was attached to 2 different people in Family Search. I'm going to go back out. There are other records to attach. I could sit at the airport or sit in the dentist's office and attach these to my heart's content. Now I'm going to go back to my mother right here. And I'm going to click on Memories. Down here is the plus sign, so I could add a memory. I'm going to, by the way, I could click right here, add a document that I might want to take a photo of, write a story, take a photo. If there is a photo on a wall and no one will let me take it to scan it, I can take a picture of that picture. Here I can record an audio. It gives me some suggestions as to what I might want to talk about and begin my recording. When I click start, it recommends that I keep the story within about 5 minutes, but I think it will go up to about 8 minutes. So if you're still continuing your story, I think it will give you a countdown as to when it's on. My mother was a lot of fun when we were younger. She played ball with us girls out in the courtyard. She'd play badminton with us, take us to Little League ball games so we could watch our young friends from school play Little League, and buy us candy. Daddy was usually off working, but Mom would always take us places. It was a lot of fun, and I always thought she was a great sport. I'll click done. Now I'll label this. Mom was a good sport. Not spot. And save. Now that will show up as an audio. I'll click right here on audio. Mom was a good sport. Let's see if it's ready yet. It is. I'll click right here and play it back. My mother was a lot of fun when we were young. You can record the stories of your relatives. You could even record a story on yourself. Please take the opportunity to do that so that people can know the good and wonderful stories that you have to share.